Who's that one guy, folk guy, that he's been in a ton of movies and stuff? What is that?
I'm bad with names, too.
Yeah, me too.
I have 4 kids. I watch a lot of Peppa Pig. I don't get a lot of time anymore to listen to adult music.
But when we do, we forget their names.
But when we do, we have no idea who we're listening to. I'm Josh Auer.
I'm Jared Atherton.
And we are Chapters.
I know I felt like this before. It reminds me what I've been missing.
The original demo was 3/4, and it was just that line. The picture that came to mind was the picture of the colors of dawn. Mm-hmm. There's no specific meaning, but it wasn't a song until you got a hold of it and radically changed it into something that we could actually spend some time on.
Mm-hmm.
So when I heard that with the acoustics left and right and some percussion, it was one of those jump out of your seat like, oh, are you kidding me? Sort of moments, you know? And I just started singing along. And so the song in our Dropbox was At Dawn Forever. So I thought, what's a way that you can paint a picture of something that you see every day, or you have at least the opportunity to see every day, and it's special for a while. And then you kind of don't see it anymore. Maybe you're used to it, you know? It's there, but you don't take the time to notice it, and how easy it is to take advantage of those things and kind of forget their importance. It just made a lot of sense to me. The lyrics are about watching a sunrise.
And still I held my breath, and like it was my last one. But you're still there right in front of us. You're still there right in front of us. Like when I saw you for the first time.
What I like is that you're writing a song around a large enough concept that every example that the listener brings to the song is exactly what the song is about.
Yeah.
You know? So if it's about some person or a thing or an experience in your life, it's about all of those things.
Yeah.
When we were younger, I had in mind to keep an eye on you.
Watch you fill the room without a whisper was one of my favorite lyrics from that verse. The idea of like, it's funny, you don't even notice it necessarily happening, and then all of a sudden the sun is out and it's bright and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
There wasn't this loud noise that happened. There wasn't this big moment. It's like it just light filled the room and the darkness scattered.
So we took that initial demo, reworked it, now in a new time signature. I put some acoustic guitar on there, finger picking, and that went kind of a new direction. And then I just sketched out some real quick background vocals, like a vocal chord kind of pad in transition on some of those chords that I heard in there. Sort of putting together a chord structure and all of that.
I think whenever you send me something that you're singing, I'm always like, oh, heck yeah. Now we're talking. You know, it's just less work for me to do. Is really what it is. It's all selfish.
Finally, Jared.
Yeah.
And it was, for a long time, just the vocals as the intro, but then we recorded strings.
I would say this was the main song we went in with to track strings. So we spent the most time on really making sure that compositions were crafted well.
And it was a lot of reinforcement of melodies that were already in there, like on the intro. But then there are these just gorgeous fills. They just nailed it, you know?
Oh, you cannot fake that. That is just someone in their instrument doing something that no MIDI can do. And that's so exciting for me.
Yeah. It was a great experience getting those players on this song, and really wouldn't be what it is without those strings.
Yeah.
It was hard to finish this song, though. We got all the way down the road, 90% done or something, and we're mixing it, and we made a lot of changes to the drums in particular. I did the drums on this one and built out a whole thing. Way late in the process, went back and rebuilt that whole thing.
Yeah, I think once you simplified it, it gave a lot of breath to the song.
And that started getting really exciting. We could hear it. We could feel it as we were listening to it. We pulled a lot of stuff out. There was a lot more percussion in it initially, a lot more going on just in general. There's a lot of really cool sound effects and sound design that's still in there.
The old saxophone.
That's my favorite. My favorite sound in the song maybe is this little... I thought it was a saxophone. I thought you had some sample or something you'd done. Maybe you hide a little tiny saxophone under your desk as you're working, but it's a vocal.
It's not a saxophone. That would be so much cooler. It is my dumb voice making a very stupid sound. I just needed something to fill that little space, and it was kind of a placeholder, really. Like, we'll find something much cooler to put in here.
Yeah.
And we never did.
No, there's nothing cooler than that.
So, if you don't know this about me, my eyes water a lot. In fact, they're watering right now. They're constantly watering, and when I sing low notes, when we were younger, I mean, I have to record that so many times just to get those notes because my eyes water and it messes up my sinus. I don't know what it does, but I have such a hard time singing that stuff. That's why all the chapter stuff is so high because it's just easier to sing. And I don't cry my way through the session.
I just don't understand why talking or singing in a low tone makes your eyes water. I don't see a connection there at all.
I don't either,
It
but this is what's
cracks me up.
weird. Even you saying low tone, like started kind of like, whoop, it's like an allergy to low frequencies or something. It's so bizarre. And it's not all the time, but when it hits, I'm like...
You took one for the team on this one. You did what it took to get the great take. Those low notes at the end of the choruses are way down there.
See, look, they're watering just from doing that. I have
get you a box of
teardrops
tissues.
Streaming down my face right now. It is my burden to bear.
Now, why was that the direction you took with the vocal to go lower? And were there any influences as you were developing the lyrics and the melody?
I don't think specific influences. There are certain songs that make sense to have high vocals that are intense, high vocals that are relaxed and breathy and airy, and then there's songs that just need to be low. And for some reason, this one needed to be low. I can't really explain it.
Yeah.
It just feels right. Like, I don't think this song would feel right. Like, when we were younger, you know, like, I don't know. There's something weird about it. It didn't work with the lyrics.
So weird.
Had in mind to keep an eye on you.
Okay, Kermit.
Yeah.
If I heard the vocal by itself without the acoustic guitars, without anything else really, if I just heard the melody and these lyrics, to me, it feels classic and organic and folky just in its style. And we certainly listen to a lot of artists that are that way. I had somebody ask me if you're influenced by Nick Drake.
Was he one of the singers in 98 Degrees? Is that the same? Is that that guy?
Nope, not the same.
What Nick was that?
Nick Drake, 70s.
70s?
Folk singer, lived in France, I think.
Oh.
The answer then is no.
The answer is no. But I'm going to listen now, and maybe a song on Chapter 7 will be inspired by Nick Drake.
Yeah.
The idea of a sunrise or dawn, musically, I hear a slow build. And so I think we both knew that this song needed a slow build.
Right.
And that's what the bridge is. But there's a lot of tension in some of those chords and then release as well.
For sure.
It's all painting a picture. It's all, I don't know how to articulate why I like something that we put out. I just know when it gets to a point that I do like it.
Yeah.
And if a chorus makes me happy, I want to release it so other people feel that, you know?
Right. That's it. Simple.
Yeah.
We'd already finished the main version. We were working on the alt version. And then you added that little piano at the very, very end.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, dude. It wasn't you either. I happen to have an intern right now, which I've never had, but it was through a college, a local college. And there's an intern program that I just somehow got involved in. And this scruffy haired kid started showing up and, you know, for credits or whatever. And at first he was a little sheepish to like throw in ideas, but he's always asking questions. And it's just been a really cool relationship, actually. And I'm teaching him how we do stuff, and he's seeing that whole part of the industry. And we were working on the alt for this, and he literally was like, "Hey, I have an idea."
I'm sure that's exactly
what he sounds like, yeah. And he's like, what if we put the piano over here at the end? End it with the piano. I was like, all right, shoot, let's try that. And sure enough, dude, it was freaking awesome. And that gave him the courage just to be like, well, try this and try this. And he started sounding more and more like an adult instead of a 13-year-old boy. Hey, I have an idea. What do you think about putting the piano at the end? Hey, dude.
Here's your fries, Mr. Hour.
Totally. Yeah. He's going to hear this and be like, that was the biggest waste of 3 months of my life.
On the build-up section of the bridge, after chorus 2, there's a little piano that's doing that melody. It's one of those things that alone, soloed, it'll sound jacked up. And then you listen to it in a mix and it sounds pristine and clean and boring.
It's funny.
But whenever I hear that, I like that. It's just single notes at a time.
Yeah.
And it's all crackly and weird. And so that's in there with the vocals.
There's lots of vocal builds, lots of layers that take a long time to do, but having the strings and how epic they got to layer some of that stuff with vocals just, I don't know, humanizes it a little bit.
I really like those vocal transitions into the chorus and stuff that you did. Those lines add a lot, I think, a lot of momentum and work well with the strings.
Chapter 6 is done, complete.
It sure is.
It took us a year, but we worked hard on other projects as well.
Yeah, we've been
busy
in the last year.
I'm very happy to have released these songs and to let other people hear them because we've had them for so long now. Mm-hmm. That's not really typically how we work. But I think between me moving to Tennessee and then us working on other projects and getting some other things off the ground, there's just been a lot of distraction.
Yeah.
Well done.
At dawn.
At dawn.
Here's your fries, Mr. Hour.
When we were younger, you started on with a look you gave, spread over and over among us. When we were younger, when we were younger, I had in mind to keep an eye on you. Won't you fill the room without a whisper? When we were younger, and I held my breath, and like it was my last one, but you stared it right in front of us. You stared it right in front of us. When we were younger, we'd sit around to see your point of view, watch you give an inch and take the moment there. When we were younger, and still I held my breath, and like it was my last one, but you stared it right in front of us. You stared it right in front of us, like when I saw you for the first time. I felt like this before. It reminds me what I've been missing here. Every memory, evermore, it reminding what I've been missing here. When I I saw you for the first time. This before, it reminds me what I've been missing. Every memory, evermore, here reminding what I've been missing. Oh, you were what I've been missing.
Thanks for listening. We have a lot more of these episodes coming soon, so make sure to hit subscribe and follow. You can always find the latest information on the podcast and all of our new releases at wearechapters.com.